All right, so this problem is asking you about flying from Vegas to Richmond and Richmond to Vegas. And we know it's 2,080 miles away. And they want to know how fast is the plane traveling and what was the wind speed since it took different times. So this question is asking about speed, and what I am given is distance and time. So what I have to remember from the beginning is that speed is equal to distance over time. So I first need to figure out my speeds going to Vegas and then from Vegas to Richmond. So I'm going to figure out my speed. I'm going to put a little V. And I know that I traveled 2,080 miles. And it took me, in this case, 5 hours and 20 minutes. So I can't do that as 20 minutes. I have to change that and put it all in relationship to hours since I'm looking at miles per hour. And I know that that is 5 and 1/3 hours. And if I divide those two, I get that I'm traveling 390 miles per hour. Then I'm going to look at coming back towards Richmond. I know again I'm going 2,080 miles, and this time it only took me 5 hours, so I was able to do a little faster. So that means I was traveling 460 miles per hour. Now, the thing to remember is that that is the speed that takes the plane into account as well as the wind. So I need to pull those two apart. And what I know is that my speed going to Vegas, that 390 miles an hour, is equal to whatever my plane speed was minus the wind because the wind slowed it down. Whereas when I came back to Richmond, that speed was equal to the plane speed plus the wind speed because that sped me up. And here now I have a basic problem that I can solve. And in this case, I would use elimination to solve this system. So now I'm going to come down here, I'm going to extend my page. So if I use elimination, I can easily see that I could cancel out my w's if I add these two equations together. So if I add the second equation to the first, I end up with 2p equals, and then 806. And so p has to equal 403 miles per hour. That means my plane is flying at 403 miles an hour. Now, I want to solve this for W as well. So my wind speed, so 390 equals 403 minus W. Okay, and if I subtract 403 from both sides, I get that negative W is equal to negative 13. So my wind speed is 13 miles per hour. So my plane was going 403 miles per hour with a wind speed of 13 miles an hour.